Well, it's a lopsided game. It's been a lopsided season for the Mets. They're down 12-3 in this game, and when we get an opportunity, sometimes we like to educate some of our younger fans about some of the history of the New York Mets that has transpired maybe before they were born, or at least before they were following the team. We all got to watch the 1986 special on ESPN, which provided a lot of history. But we're going to open up the last media guide that the Mets ever printed in 2019 and take you to the saga of 1999. The Mets had not been to the postseason in 11 years, so 1999 was a special year for the Mets when they made it to the postseason. Beyond the final weekend of the year, they had to win a one-game playoff from the Reds to get into the 1999 division series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. As I read from page 464 in the 2019 Mets Media Guide. The Mets returned to the postseason for the first time since 1988 and defeated Arizona in the NLDS in 4 games. John Olerud and Edgardo Alfonso each touched up Randy Johnson for home runs as the Mets built a 4-1 lead in Game 1. The Diamondbacks tied the contest in the 6th, but Alfonso walloped his second home run of the night, a grand slam in the 9th, to lift New York to an 8-4 win.
So after they beat the Diamondbacks, of course, they had to meet their nemesis, the Atlanta Braves, in the 1999 League Championship Series. Atlanta outlasted New York in a dramatic 6-game series. Gerald Williams had an RBI single to break a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Braves went on to a 4-2 victory in Game 1. The Mets returned to Shea in an 0-2 hole after losing 4-3 in Game 2. Brian Jordan and Eddie Perez each hit a 2-run home run off Kenny Rogers in the 6th inning to erase a 2-0 Mets lead. In Game 3, 2 Mets errors in the 1st inning allowed Atlanta to score the only run of the game in a 1-0 loss. Trailing 2-1 in the 8th, 4 outs from having their season end, New York responded in Game 4. John Olerud, who had hit a solo home run in the 6th, singled to center field in the 8th, which plated 2 runs to give the Mets a well-earned 3-2 victory. Game 5 was a classic. A 15-inning, 5-hour, and 46-minute marathon was played in driving rain. The Mets led 2-0 in the 1st inning on a 2-run home run by Olerud, but the Braves tied the game in the 4th. 7 New York relievers combined to hold Atlanta scoreless entering the 15th. The Braves took a 3-2 lead in the 15th when Keith Lockhart's triple off Octavio Dotel scored Walt Weiss. Sean Dunston singled to center after a 12-pitch at bat to lead off the 15th for the Mets. Matt Franco walked and Alonso sacrificed the runners over. Olerud was walked intentionally to load the bases. Todd Pratt walked to force home Dunston with a tying run, and then Robin Ventura cracked a grand slam single as the Shea crowd exploded. As Robin rounded first base, his teammates mobbed him, never allowing him to finish his trot around the bases, and thus officially settling for a single. Trailing 5-0 after the 1st inning, the Mets battled back in Game 6. Darrell Hamilton would add a 2-run single in the 6th, and Mike Piazza crushed a 2-run home run in the 7th inning to tie the game 7-7. New York led 8-7 in the 8th and 9-8 in the 10th, but could not hold on. Kenny Rogers walked Andrew Jones with the bases loaded in the 11th to end the series.
In 2000, for the 2nd straight year, the Mets made it to the postseason as a wild card, and their first opponents were out west. Keith?
Yes, for the first time in franchise history, the Mets qualified for the postseason in consecutive years. By the way, I love this series. New York met the team that abandoned the city in 1958, the San Francisco Giants. In Game 1, the Giants scored 4 times in the 3rd inning to break a 1-1 tie and won 5-1. Timo Perez subbing for an injured Derek Bell. Oh, Derek Bell, what an old name there out of the past. Collected 3 hits and 2 RBI in Game 2. The Mets took a 3-run lead into the 9th, but J.T. Snow, oh boy, hit that 3-run home run, remember, down the right field line to tie the contest. Jay Payton's RBI single in the 10th gave New York a 5-4 lead, and John Franco, how can we forget this, struck out Barry Bonds to end the game. Back at Shea for Game 3, the Mets trailed 2-1 until Edgardo Alfonso's 2-out RBI double in the 8th. Benny Agbayani crushed a solo walk-off home run in the 13th to lift New York to a 3-2 triumph. Bobby J. Jones hurled baseball's first postseason complete game one-hit shutout in 33 years as the Mets advanced to the NLCS with a 4-0 win in Game 4. Jeff Kent collected the Giants' only hit, a double in the 5th inning. Robin Ventura got the Mets on the board with a 2-run home run in the 1st.
So the three of us have now contributed to Media Guide Musings, but I'm wondering if we can get some help from our 4th member. Is it possible for Steve to pick up the commentary from here? Is Steve up to the Media Guide Musings tradition?
I think he's going to read the 1994 Rangers when they won the Cup. That's what he wants to read.
That's what I would have read, but they've moved me from TV Augs Box 2 to TV Augs Box 1, and that means that I can actually reach around the corner here. I have to put my headset down.
Got it?
Outstanding.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome to Media Guide Musings, Steve.
This is a big moment, big career moment. Try and take it all in. New York defeated its longtime nemesis, the St. Louis Cardinals, in 5 games to advance to its first World Series since 1986. In Game 1, Mike Piazza had an RBI double as the Mets jumped on top 2-0 in the 1st inning. Jay Payton and Todd Zeile cracked home runs in the top of the 9th to give New York some breathing room in a 6-2 victory. In Game 2, the Mets never trailed, but let leads of 2-0, 3-1, and 5-3 vanish before Payton's 9th inning RBI single gave New York a 6-5 win. The Cardinals ruined the Mets' return to Shea, scoring 5 runs in the first 4 innings en route to an 8-2 win in Game 3. New York set a postseason record with 5 doubles in 1 inning, the first, and scored 7 runs in the first 2 innings in a 10-6 victory. Robin Ventura had 3 RBIs, while Mike Piazza, Todd Zeile, and Penny Agbayani each chipped in with 2 RBI. Mike Hampton closed out the NLCS and picked up his 2nd win of the series with a complete Game 3 hit, 7-0 shutout in Game 5. Edgardo Alfonso singled home Timo Perez in the 1st inning to set a new club record with 16 career postseason RBI. Ventura would add an RBI single later in the inning. Zeile's bases loaded, bases clearing double in the 4th put the game away. Rick Wilkins flew out to Perez in center field for the final out. Hampton was named the NLCS MVP for his efforts. He finished with a 16 scoreless inning streak, surrendering 9 hits with 12 strikeouts. Zeile finished the NLCS hitting .368, 7 for 19 with 8 RBI, and Perez tied the NLCS record by scoring 8 runs.
Well done.
Very good.